Hello everybody, we are going to be looking at my Fakemon region called the Phantom region. Since it is the month of October, I was wondering what it would look like if there was a region that was just ghost types. It could be just ghost type, or it can have a secondary typing, like ghost and water type. Game Freak would never do this, but I thought it would be a fun idea. For all those ghost type Pokemon trainers, this would be the region for you. In this video, I'll only be focusing on one of the two games, Raging Waters. There also is a DLC part, which I'll be focusing on that in another video. So let's dive into the Phantom Region story. There are 3 different character options with 3 different genders. There is Griffin for the male option, and there is Raven for the female option, and then there is Eerie for the non-binary option.
Suddenly, you wake up from the sound of thunder crackling outside your bedroom window. You hear your mom scream from down the stairs. Your mom's lit wick is on the floor sleeping soundly, unbothered by the thunder. You poke it awake, and a flame sprouts from the top of its head. You pick it up and carry it downstairs. As you reach the bottom of the staircase, you see the living room is glowing a greenish color. You walk towards the mysterious green light, and you discover your mum fainted on the floor. Above her is a ghost, hovering over her body. The ghost turns towards you, and cut to black. You wake up on the couch, and your mum is awake, having a conversation with the ghost. Your mum turns to you, noticing you're finally awake.
I'm sorry, Professor. I didn't know it was you. Oh, sorry about that, Nook. It slipped my mind that Professor Chewbacca was giving you your starter Pokemon today.
Only because I had to. I don't think this kid should be trusted with Pokemon. Anyways, meet me at my lab as soon as possible and I'll get you started on your first Pokemon.
Professor Chewbacca phases through the floorboard seamlessly, leaving the scene.
Now before you leave to go to the lab, I have a couple of things to go over. First, here are some clothes I packed you for your journey. Here's your backpack. Make sure to not lose it. Lastly, I have one last chore I need you to do. I need you to get some food for the Vespercular hives in the back of their house. Then you can start your adventure.
You nod, and leave the house. You see the food by the side of the house. You grab the food and head to the back where you see a horse eating the pumpkins from your garden. You notice that the Pumpkaboo and Gulchist are fleeing from the garden. The horse sees you and runs away, startled by your sudden presence. You carry on with your chore and feed the Vesper killers. Now that you've finally completed your chores, you head to Professor Chewbacca's lab to start your journey. You arrive at the Professor Chewbacca's lab, which is actually just her house. It's pretty broken down and old, and a tree is coming out from the middle of it. It looks as though nobody has lived there for a decade. You walk inside, and you see 3 Pokeballs.
Why are you so late? Chores. Ugh, whatever. Let's get started. We're already behind schedule. Why do I even bother?
You approach the 3 Pokeballs, and they open up. In one, there is a small dragon bone Pokemon called Salamander, which is a fire and ghost type. In the second one, there is a ribboned octopus Pokemon called a Cloaktepus, which is a water and ghost type. The final Pokemon contains a turtle Pokemon called Turstab, which is a grass and ghost type.
Alright, which one are you picking?
The player chooses here.
Really, you're choosing that one, whatever you say.
She gives you the Pokeball containing the Pokemon you chose.
Oh, one more thing. You're gonna need a Phantom Ball. I have one of them somewhere. Where is it?
She phases her hand through the wall and goes digging around, eventually pulling out a Phantom Ball.
You also are gonna need this Rotom watch.
She hands you the watch and the Phantom Ball.
Finally, you're gonna need to catch the Rotom.
Minigame here involving 3 TVS with Rotom in one of them being jumbled around.
You caught it, that little rascal. I can barely sleep with all the racket that thing makes.
There's a cutscene with a Rotom going into a watch. The Rotom starts speaking to you in a ghostly voice.
If you want to go back and try a different starter, click the back key.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
You leave the lab and start your journey. You begin to walk through Route 2 and spot the same horse from earlier in your garden. The horse runs across the road and into the spirit stables. You look on the rotten watch and a new pathway has appeared by your house. This path is unfamiliar to you. You travel to Route 1 and head down the path to the spirit stables. When you arrive at the spirit stables, you see the professor.
Ah, you scared me. Which is strange because ghosts don't usually get scared.
You hear a horse noise coming from the stables.
I saw this horse when I was going to get some food from the graveyard. It looks like a spectre from the Gale region. I was saying to myself, that wouldn't be here. This isn't the Gale region. But I went to go look and found it here. I've been trying to get it to calm down and feed it, but I can't figure out what I can feed it with here. Wait, look over there. There's a garden that has a purple carrot in it. I also see an old saddle you could use. Try going over there. I'm not feeding the thing, so you go dead.
You retrieve the saddle and the carrot and return back to the horse stable. You feed the horse the carrot, hoping to calm it down. Spectria, the horse, eats the carrot. Its eyes begin to glow white, and your head starts to ache. Suddenly, a vision comes to you. You see a dark, menacing cave on an island. Inside the cave, you also see a group of people in robes with gold embellishments. On the front of their robes is a mysterious symbol. You also see a hippocampus, trapped in an electric cage. A group of juniors are swimming around creating electricity in the water. You awake from your vision, confused, but curious. The professor floats over to you.
Hey kid, you okay? You look like you just saw a ghost.
She giggles at her own joke. Spectria phases through the stable, and the saddle floats onto its back. You suddenly begin to float, as Spectria uses its ghost powers to put you on its back. A blue aura surrounds you, supplying you with horse riding gear.
Finally, you're leaving. Bye.
You wave goodbye and start heading down Route 1 and back to Route 2. You go to the gate of your hometown, and you see a battle going on with the champion Gloom. There is a kid battling Gloom and he loses.
That was a drain of energy. Man, I need to get some more tomato berries for Fakemon. See you all at the big ghost-type Pokemon League Championships.
Wings sprout out from Gloom's back. He flies away. You see the kid come up to you.
I'm Oscar. Have you entered the Ghost-type Pokemon League?
You nod your head yes.
Great. I have been looking forward to battling someone. Do you want to have a Pokemon battle?
You nod your head again. Then you go to a Pokemon practice field. Then you throw out your Pokemon Cloactopus, the ghost and water type Pokemon. Oscar throws out Salamander, a fire and ghost type. You use the move Bubble Beam and easily win the battle.
Darn it. Well, I guess you beat me this time, but I will beat you in the Ghost-type Pokemon League.
Oscar runs out of the gates into the haunted forest. You follow Oscar and run into your first Pokemon in the haunted forest. You throw a Pokeball at Pumpkaboo and catch Pockaboo. Now the second Pokemon you added to your team. You head towards the grass and ghost type gym. On the way there you catch a Trevenant. You arrive at the gym. You see a garden filled with grass and ghost type Pokemon tending to the garden. A lady dressed in a vomit green dress is standing and keeping an eye over the Pokemon. You walk up to the lady.
You finally made it to my gym. I've been waiting for you. Would you like to start your gym test now?
You nod your head, yes.
Fantastic.
Lauren pulls a shiny Trevenant leaf off her dress and vanishes. Moments later she returns without the leaf in hand.
Your gym challenge is to find the shiny Trevenant leaf that I hid in the haunted forest before the giant shiny Trevenant finds you. Good luck, trainer.
Lauren presses a giant green button and rumbling underneath them is felt.
I have released the giant shiny Trevenant. Go! Your time starts now!
You go into the haunted forest and hear a big explosion in the middle of the forest. You make your way to the middle of the forest to see what the noise was. There are 4 people with white and gold robes, with the Arceus symbol on the back of the robe, attacking the Trevenant with fairy and ghost type angel Pokemon. You quietly walk closer to the 4 robed people, but step on a stick making a loud cracking sound. One of the people in the rope turns around. Who goes there? Suddenly Oscar jumps out of a bush nearby.
Get away from President. That Pokemon is not yours to take.
Do not interfere with Team Genesis.
They make the team symbol with their hands.
If you do not release the Pokemon, Prevenant, we will battle you to get it back for our friend the gym leader, Lauren the Fabulous.
I choose Tinkercore. You reveal your watch and the watch speaks.
That is the fairy and ghost type Pokemon, Tinkercore. Tinkercore is hostile, aggressive and imported from Paldea. It will take a Corviknight hammer and use the Tinkercore as a mindless slave.
You bring out your Pokemon. Oscar brings out the starter Pokemon that is opposite to yours. You and Oscar take out robed person number 1. The Trevenant uses a vine to whack the other 3 robed people into the sky, never to be seen again. You grab the leaf and the Trevenant picks you and Oscar up and carries you back to the grass and ghost type gym, to Lauren the Fabulous.
Wow, what an intense Pokemon battle. I will see you at the next gym.
He jumps out of the Trevenant and runs towards the next bug and ghost gym. You walk towards Lauren the Fabulous.
Oh, I see you made it back with the shiny Trevenant leaf. Congratulations! That means you passed the gym test. The purpose of the gym test was to prove that you have a good heart and protect the ghost-type Pokemon. Now that I know you've passed the test, I'll challenge you to a gym battle.
You walk into the gym and you see a whole crowd in tree, branches, seats.
Ready for the thorny puncture!
You take out your starter Pokemon, and Lauren brings out her Pumpkaboo. Her Pumpkaboo uses the move Bullet Seed, which causes significant damage, but not enough. Your Pokemon uses Shadow Ball, and it causes Lauren's Pokemon to faint. Lauren pulls out Phantump, and it uses the move Seed Bomb, which does critical damage, causing your Pokemon to faint. Things aren't looking good, but then you send out your Pumpkaboo. You use the move Vine Whip, which brings her Pokemon down to low health. Phantump uses the move Energy Ball, but your Pokemon dodges. You take out Phantump, and her final Pokemon is Vilflorizel.
I can already taste my sweet victory.
Lauren the Fabulous takes out a Phantom Ball and throws it over Vilflorizel, and Cake emerges from the Phantom Ball and falls onto Vilflorizel, and the two fuse together. The Pokemon looks like a giant flower made from red velvet cake, with red nectar dripping from it. You take out your own Phantom Ball and throw it over Phantump. Phantump transforms into a gigantic wood log, with a chainsaw stuck into the side of it. It has a large mouthful of sharp teeth. It uses the move Leaf Blade, and wipes out Lauren the Fabulous' last Pokemon in an instant. You feel a wave of pride sweep over you as you accept your first gym battle victory.
That was such a good match. I'm overwhelmed with emotion.
Tears start streaming from her eyes. Her tears hydrate the red and white flowers that sprout from her dress. Lauren the Fabulous hands you her Dichondra gym badge.
Here you go. You earned it. Feel free to come back and visit my gym garden anytime. I'll see you at the Ghost Type Gym League Championships.
You leave the gym and begin heading to the next gym, the Bug Type Gym.
Thanks for watching Part 1, Phantom Region, Raging Waters. I'll see you in Part 2.
Also, check out the link to my other YouTube channel.
Make sure to like and subscribe. Hunter.